In this lecture, we will discuss about the benzodiazepines. As we have discussed in the previous lecture of anxiety and sedative and hypnotics, benzodiazepines are basically the choice of drugs now replacing the barbiturates, and they are using mainly for the anxiolytic and for the purpose of the treatment of the insomnia. The mechanism is that benzodiazepines potentiate the GABAergic inhibition at all levels of the neuroaxis. And the main mechanism is that they are responsible for the opening of the or the frequency of the GABAergic chloride channels through the membrane hyperpolarization, and they will bind the increased receptor affinity for the GABA, and they will bind to own receptor subtypes or subunits present on the GABA receptors. What are these receptors binding sites? These are alpha 1 and alpha 2 subunit, which containing the comprises the benzodiazepine 1 type receptors subtypes, and second unit is the benzodiazepine BZ2, which is basically comprises of the alpha 5 subunits. They may have the tendency to induce euphoria, impair the judgment, and the loss of self control, and they also stimulate the anterograde amnesic effects. Means after the use of the drug, the person is not remembering what is going on, and he is awake, still he is not recalling the events. As far as the pharmacokinetics of benzodiazepine is concerned, these drugs has to be taken orally mainly if they are using for the anxiety and the hypnosis. So their rate of the absorption is basically dependent upon many factors like lipophilicity, and it is also it also affects their penetration in the CNS. If the drug is more lipid soluble, then it will lead to the high rate of entry into the CNS, and there is will be the rapid onset. This is the journal rule. However, there is an exception of the chloral hydrate, which is basically a water soluble drug. However, its CNS penetration is too high. Chloral hydrate is now not now using because of certain toxic effects. So it is out of our concern. This is the rate of the onset of the CNS effect according to the lipid solubility. It means that if the substance is very low lipid soluble, then the rate of onset of CNS effect is prolonged. You can see that if there are four drugs, and orange color represents those substances which has the low lipid solubility. Low lipid solubility means it needs more time to produce their CNS effects, and as the lipid solubility is increasing up to the red compound, which is highlighted as a red sphere, then the rate of onset of the CNS effect is very quick, and very short time is required to produce the CNS depression. Due to lipid solubility, the redistribution of the drug is also possible from the central nervous system to the other biodisposition organs like skeletal muscles, like adipose tissue. So the drug remain in the body for a longer period of time. And another important thing is that all sedative and hypnotic crosses the placental barrier during the pregnancy and during the lactation, and the rate at which they will pass the maternal and fetal blood concentrations usually slower. However, they can be able to produce such effects. Another important thing regarding the benzodiazepine is that mostly all benzodiazepine undergo microsomal oxidation, which is involving the dealkylation and aliphatic hydroxylation and conjugation, and this all done by the hepatic metabolisms. Furthermore, it has rapid tissue redistribution that will lead to the long acting effects and long half lives, and elimination half lives are about more than 10 to 100 hours. All benzodiazepine crosses the placenta and they are basically producing the depressant effect on the CNS of the baby. The condition is that many active metabolites are there which have the half life greater than the parent drug, and the prototype drug is the definitely diazepam, and which is basically undergo the metabolic activation, and its metabolites are desmethyl diazepam, and it's a long acting half life, having the half life of about 20 to 80 hours. Different times of onsets and different elimination half life will lead to the daytime sedation also. So basically they are taking for the insomnia of the night, however hangover effect of a day after, and the daytime sedation is also their side effects. This is the chart taken from the Katzen, and in this is basically the different types of metabolism जो कि आपको पता भी है. It's just a revision. Furthermore, you should keep in mind that with the formation of the active metabolites, the kinetics of the parent drugs may not reflect the time or course of the pharmacological action. And there are certain drugs where there is no active metabolites. For example, in case of escitalopram, and in case of flurazepam, flurazepam has the active metabolites. In case of lorazepam, oxazepam, there is no active metabolites. So escitalopram and oxazepam and lorazepam, which are directly metabolites to the glucuronides, have the least residual effects and least exogenous effects. All these metabolites are excreted in the urine. Furthermore, if we compare the benzodiazepines with the barbiturates, then benzodiazepines has a wide margin of safety as compared to the barbiturates. However, it can also use as a substance of abuse, and many persons are basically used for the insomnia purpose, and they causes the dependence. They have little effect on the respiratory and CVS, cardiovascular function, as compared to barbiturates. Furthermore, benzodiazepine depresses the rates of the norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin in various brain nuclei. So we can say that it is not only producing its effects through GABAergic transmission, but also inhibits the other neurotransmitters in the brain. What are the side effects? Side effects are basically due to the CNS depression, and these are drowsiness, excessive sedation, impaired coordination, nausea, vomiting, confusion, memory loss, tolerance, and confusion. Dependence with these drugs may develop, and dependence basically due to the continuous activation of the suppressive system, and serious withdrawal symptoms are produced if dependence is continue, and if the person withdraw immediately, then it can lead to the convulsions and death. And furthermore, another important thing is that they produce a pronounced graded dose dependent depression of the central nervous system. What is the toxicity? The toxicity and the overdose of the drug is mainly treated with the flumazanil, which is a benzodiazepine receptor antagonist, but the problem is that it has a shorter half-life. And as we all know that usually in case of benzodiazepine, respiratory depression is achieved at very high dose because of its wide therapeutic index as compared to barbiturates. However, if there is a respiratory compression depression, then it should be adequately supported and frequently and carefully monitored. Otherwise, respiratory suppression is not easily revert back because tolerance is developed in a dose dependent manner, and the dose is increasing and the person is used to it. However, respiratory depression is silent. Another important thing is that seizures and cardiac arrhythmias may occur following the flumazenil administration when benzodiazepines are taken with the TCAs, and flumazenil is not effective against the barbiturates. There is a drug-drug interaction in which, especially benzodiazepines, have an synergistic effect along with the alcohol, along with the any drug which have the CNS depressant activity like narcotics, and benzodiazepines also reduces the effect of certain anti-epileptic drugs. Combinations of anxiolytic drugs should be avoided, and concurrent use with the antihistamines, anticholinergics, as well as consumption of alcohol should be avoided. Furthermore, SSRIs and oral contraceptives decreases the metabolism of the benzodiazepines. When they decreases the metabolism of benzodiazepine, it they increases the duration of the action of the benzodiazepines. So this is all about the benzodiazepines, drug addiction and drug toxicology. We will discuss in the second lecture. Thank you for watching.